guys, so in this video I am going to be explaining how to track your macronutrients on MyFitnessPal. This video isn't going to be an explanation on how to calculate your macronutrient intake, but it's going to be explaining how to track your macronutrients on MyFitnessPal, and there's a few tips and tricks on how to get better results on it and to do it quicker, easier. Hopefully this video will teach you how to use MyFitnessPal more efficiently. First things first, you need to go onto your iPad, iPhone or Android or whatever you've got and download the MyFitnessPal app. So for ease, I'm just going to be showing you how to do everything on the iPad. I don't actually use an iPad, but this is my parents' and I'm just going to show you on here because the screen's bigger, so it'll be easier for you to see what I'm doing. So go onto the App Store, download it, and then it's going to prompt you to create an account. So what you do is just choose a username, password, email address, boom boom, and you'll be in. Now once you're in, it's going to be asking you to create some goals. So it might be weight loss, maintain your weight, just put whatever in here because to be honest it's pretty irrelevant. So once you're into the app, what you need to do is set your calorie and macronutrient goals to 0. What you need to do is just type in 0 calories and then your breakdown will just be 0% for everything. So by setting all my goals to 0, when I have 1,200 calories for the day left, it's not going to be all green and everything, or basically just completely ignore everything and just set it to 0, because it will lead to you being able to hit your macros and maybe if you carb cycle, you can carb cycle a lot easier. If you have low calorie days, high calorie days, all that is a lot more simple and it will lead to you staying on track. So I've also said ignore MyFitnessPal's recommendations purely because they are often pretty wishy-washy, quite general. You or your coach knows what your macros should be and they may change often, they may not change. From the perspective of a coach, it's better just to go by another way of calculating your macronutrients. So another thing that you can do is change your meal names. So I have all of my meals as meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, meal 4 and meal 5 and then snacks. I typically eat 5 meals a day, five slightly smaller meals, and then I'll have some snacks as well. But as I've said, this is completely optional because MyFitnessPal will just put in breakfast, lunch, dinner and then snacks, I think. To change the meal names, you just need to go online and type in the meal names that you want. There's a section on the website, but this is all very complicated. I just want to stick to the basic steps. So if you want to do that, I can make a video on that. Just let me know down in the comments. My 4th step is start entering individual foods from the database. Now, the database is like Wikipedia, so you need to be quite skeptical of things. So I am going to put in this Grenade Carb Killer Caramel Chaos Bar into MyFitnessPal. So I'll show you how I do that now. On the app, I go down to the bottom and press the plus sign. Now I'm adding food. So which meal do I want to add it in? I want to add it in as a snack. So here's the database. Now this is showing me the foods which I've recently eaten, but it's none of them. So what I'm going to do is search for snacks, and I'm going to type in grenade. Okay, so it's already come up with grenade things which I've eaten in the past. Now it's not any of those things, so I'm typing in Grenade Carb Killer, and it is the Caramel Chaos Bar. So I'm just going to type in that. Caramel Chaos Protein Bar, and it's 60 grams. So I'm going to see what's on here. So here it says that there's 8 fats. So I'm going to look at the packaging and compare the two. So this bar has 7.9 grams of fat. So this person here has rounded it up to 8. And then it's also got carbohydrates 13.5. I can see here that the carbohydrates aren't 13.5, they're 20. So I can't be bothered to keep scrolling through all of these Caramel Chaos Bars, so I'm just going to create a new food. So brand name is Grenade. And what is the description? Grenade Carb Killer Caramel Chaos. And it is 60 grams. servings per container 1. So I need to enter all of the information. Now this may seem like a bit of a drag to you, but it's worth it because when I eat it in the future, I know that I can go straight to it and it will all be correct. So 13.5. Protein is, on the packet, it is 23.2 in 60 grams. Total fat is 7.9 grams. And then there's all these other things. I don't really pay much attention to them. Sometimes I add the sodium. I'm going to add the fibre, and because the fibre is 6.7 grams. I will add the sodium. 450, I think. Okay, and then there's all these things as well. Sugars, I'll add that. 1.4 grams, which is pretty good macros. So then I just press the tick at the top, and then it's gone straight into my snacks. So that was my tip for adding when skeptical. Another thing is when you're cooking in bulk, you can add recipes. This is very useful, especially if you're making maybe a bolognese sauce and you want to make it 5 servings of it, so you can put it in your lunch for the week. So you do pretty much, I'll show you just now, I've got some examples. Again, you press the plus and you press food. And say you want it for meal 4 or something. So I have created some recipes in the past. I haven't created that many, but here's the corn chili with red kidney beans. Now I've written down this recipe so I know that if I ever make it again, I can just add it. But I'll show you how to do it. You press more and you go to My Recipes and Foods. And I want to create a new recipe. So you can add from the web or enter ingredients manually. Always enter ingredients manually, then you know exactly what you're putting in. So let's say that I want to add a new recipe for a protein cookie. And it serves 4 people. You can bulk import ingredients, but it's not very accurate again, so we're going to do that. So, add ingredient. This is completely random, by the way, and I don't know if this is a good recipe, so don't go by it. So we're going to add some protein powder. Hydro 6 protein, 35 grams. So we want to add, and we want to as decimal, so we want to add 75 grams. Tick. Next ingredient is going to be Vitafiber. Vitafiber, so that is IMO, and I know these are right because I've checked them before, so we're going to add 100 grams of that. And this is all that we're adding, so we press next, and it serves 4 people, and then it tells you the breakdown, and each one is 1 fat, 20 carbs, and 13.4 protein. So save and log. You could have just pressed saved if you wanted, and it will go straight into your food for the day. My next tip is always weigh meat raw when possible. So say you've got some raw chicken breasts, rather than weighing them when they're cooked, weigh them when they're raw. This way, when you cook meat, a lot of water may come out. I know that much less water comes out when I buy my meat from Muscle Food than when I buy my meat from even Waitrose or Marks and Spencer's, purely because the Muscle Food one is better quality, or you may cook it differently. So if I put my chicken breast in the George Foreman grill, I know that much more water comes out than if I am boiling the chicken, because there's water all around the chicken. Different ways of cooking, different cuts of meat, all of that really affects it, so always weigh your meat raw. Another tip is don't track exercise because it's just so wishy-washy on MyFitnessPal. If you're squatting 10 sets of 10, how do they know how much weight you've got in your back, how fast you're going, and all that? It's just, even running, I just don't bother tracking it because you have your macronutrients, just stick to them. And finally, sauces count too. So even though I use the reduced sugar tomato ketchup, it has like 1 gram of carbs per serving, but I use quite a lot of it, so over time that will all add up. Just add it, track it. Vegetables, it all adds up. You don't need to track your water, but I mean, I know that some people like to because they know that they won't drink enough otherwise. Personally, I know that I drink a hell of a lot of water, so I don't need to bother tracking my water. But if you want to, you can do it, but you don't really need to. So I hope that's cleared up a few misconceptions about MyFitnessPal. I hope it's made it a little bit clearer for you. If there's any other questions that you have, please do let me know, because I would love to answer them for you and to make MyFitnessPal a lot more user-friendly. It's not as hard as a lot of people think it is to track your macros accurately, as long as you're always skeptical of what you're putting in, checking everything against the label. Thanks for watching, and please feel free to share this with anyone who's considering starting to track their macros. Bye!